The telecast of the following game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
Good afternoon and welcome to ICTV's coverage of the 2019 AFL Central Australia football season. And we've got preliminary final action for you in both of the Bush divisions this afternoon. Brought to you by Power and Water. My name's Stan Coombe. Joining me in commentary, Sean Cusack. And Sean, already a sense of finals atmosphere around the ground. We've just seen an under-18 preliminary final and the celebrations that come with winning that one and knowing you're in a grand final. So more excitement like that to come.
Yeah, we just seen some celebrations there from the Yindamu Magpies team, and a few back flips and front flips and side flips. So they're pretty happy about the result today, and they move through to the next stage.
Two games for us this afternoon. The first one is the Community Cup competition preliminary final, Willowra versus Laramba, and then following that the Country League preliminary final. We've got Western Aranda versus Ginger Porter. Great rivalry there for many years. So a couple of great games of footy coming up. We'll concentrate on the first one, Sean, and as they come into the game, it was Willowra that finished higher on the ladder at the end of the minor round. They finished second, 7 wins, 3 losses. Laramba with third, 6 wins, 4 losses. And Laramba ended up in this game by defeating Newrapy last week in the elimination semi-final, whereas Willowra went down to Mount Allen in the double chance semi-final. It's always difficult to weigh that up. You've got a team that finished higher but losing a bit of momentum, and a team that finished lower gaining some.
Yeah, that's it. They both looked pretty good last week. We all know the capabilities of Laramba. They've been around for a while in Central Australian football, and they've got some talented players out there. This is the first time I really get a good look at the Willowra side. Be interesting to see what they come up with today. I watched a little bit of them about a fortnight ago, and they look fit, and they have a lot of running players. But most noticeable is Ainsley Walker, who played in last night's game for Federals. He'll be out there today for the Willowra side.
It's actually out in the middle as we speak. Captain of the side out there to toss the coin. I think Tristan Waco, one of the captains. In fact, no, it's Augustine Campbell. Cheerio, Augie, out there doing some captaincy duties along with Joshua Dixon for the toss. So they've decided which directions they're going to head in. Look, if previous meetings this year are anything to go by, we're in for a close one. Round 3, Laramba got up by 1 point over Willowra, and then in round 7, Willowra returned the favour with a 12-point win over the Cowboys. So
wow.
It doesn't look like there's much between them.
We're in for a good one. Both teams are bunched up and primed, getting themselves ready to play. I think we're in for another big game.
A little bit of a shake-up in this particular competition this year. Willowra and Mount Allen new in. It's the first time they've competed in this. Laramba have been the kings of the competition, played in the last 5 grand finals.
Yeah.
They've pretty well owned it.
Yep.
But the two new teams, well, Mount Allen already into the grand final, and Willowra taking on the all-time champs to see if they can keep them out of it for a change.
Yeah, and some of the crossover too between Mount Allen and Laramba would have happened over those last few years. But it just shows you how strong Laramba is to stand on their own now and still be up there with the best sides. So and Willowra, great effort for them. They travel a fair way out to come and play in Alice Springs, and they look good and got some good gear on, and they look ready to go, that's for sure.
The Double Blues.
Yeah, the Double Blues.
All right, preliminary final action about to get underway, brought to you by Power and Water. Francis Lovegrove in the ruck for Laramba, and he wins the first tap forward. They'll get the centre clearance kick. Dixon's high ball towards the attacking 50. Oh, nice mark in the front position. Taken for the Double Blues by Terence Morton. Passes short towards centre half back and finds Ricky Martin. Could be a song in that one later on. Martin, high kick, Clears the centre circle. Another nice mark too. Bit of athleticism. There's Ainsley Walker. Turned it on for Fedge last night. This time he's kicked forward smothered. He's aware enough to go and back and get the footy and spot a couple of players loose out on the grandstand side wing, and Aston Ross has now taken the mark for the Double Blues. Long kick. This is their first time inside the attacking 50, and the defence for the Cowboys is up to the challenge. A mark in the back pocket, and a dangerous pass too. Made it a bit hard there for Jackson Cool. Sweeping on it for the Double Blues is Joshua Stewart, who goes in towards goal and misses. First score on the board to Willowra.
Yeah, really good play by Willowra at the moment. Just controlling the play a little bit, manning up on their opponents really well. Just a bit short, I suppose. Just not as effective there on that kick out, but they've got across. Good play there by Laramba. Just a short kick across there. Can't pick up that player at the moment. Kicks it across. Nice pass. Looking for that player in Dixon. Dixon now, short pass. Still at half back. I think that's Hagan. Hagan kicks it over. Finds Cool, I think it might be Cool. Cool goes long. It's all Willowra there in defence, so good play by them. They're running it out from half back. He's looking for a handball, gives it across to his teammate in Stewart. Stewart now kicks it along the wing. Good pass. Finds his teammate.
It's good movement of the footy by the Double Blues. They've done this for a second time now off half back. Little pass in board is good. And big Dwayne Ross has taken the mark. Senard forward position, long, raking, left foot boot, deep into attack, right to the top of the goal square. Crum spill to the back, gives himself a little bit of a room. A snap around the body by Nicodemus Brown is through for the first goal of the game.
Yeah, it's just really smart there by Brown. Just sat off the pack, waited for the crumb, and did what a small forward's supposed to do and kicked truly. Good ball movement at the moment. They're actually kicking to their targets. They've got a bit of a plan, you can see. Their half-backs, fantastic. They actually didn't panic and moved that ball really well up to through the middle and up to their forwards.
1-1-7 to Willowra. Laramba yet to score. Power and Water scoreboard. Only had about, just under 3 minutes played. Exciting start to the prelim final.
Yeah, you can see it. Laramba have had their opportunities as well, and just haven't capitalised. Two big men go up. Well done. Good by Ross. Ross booms it long, looking for his full forward, and he finds him. Oh, the umpire's paid a free kick against Haynes. And that is Curtis Haynes. Plays for the Rovers Football Club in the town competition. Anyways, Augustine Campbell's got it at half back. Oogie chips it over. Good pass, still at half back. That player in, Brown. Brown kicks it to the middle of the ground. Good play by Willowra's defence. Short pass, looking for his half forward. The big man goes long, and that's Walker. Is this going to roll in? It's a bounce. It's going through. Oh, almost.
Right on the line. Walker looking dangerous again. 1-2-8. Willowra. Laramba yet to score. Dangerous kick in. It's worked out okay. Anthony Campbell's taken the mark. He'll come out wider to the defensive 50-metre line and find Taylor Dixon. Taylor high towards the wing. Set a little bit of a task there for his teammate, Augustine Campbell. He's up to it. Quick handball off to Joshua Dixon, and he's away. One bounce, gets to the half-forward flank, kicks deep into the forward pocket, and a mark been taken. Sticky fingers there by Augustine Dixon. A shot at goal coming up for Laramba. He thought about the short pass, changed his mind, go back and shoot for the big ones.
I think there's a reason why forwards are forwards. They've got to back themselves in. And Dixon, the best thing is to do what you're doing, mate, have a shot.
Ripping passage of play there by the Cowboys. Length of the ground stuff.
Yeah, good ball movement.
Quality player, Augustine Dixon. Good looking kick at goal. Oh, he's put it straight over Terry Bell's head. First goal of the game to the Cowboys. Both teams have kicked one now. Willowra leading 1-2-8 to one straight goal, 6 by the Cowboys. Power and Water scoreboard.
Yeah, that's a really good start there by Dixon. I mean, just to back himself in and have the shot. Like, that's why you're up on the forward line. Go back and kick through the footy and have a crack at it.
Makes you wonder why he even thought about the short pass.
Yeah, lovely kick, beautiful kick. Ball back in the middle of the ground.
Umpire Phil Nipris, is it?
Yes. Ball up. Good tap there by the Laramba player. Ball in the middle again. Willowra getting players to it. That's the big man, and Roos gets it over to Walker. Walker's at 50. He's going to have a go at... Has it got the distance? Oh, yes. Great kick.
What
Walker,
a reply.
He didn't even look at passing. He was just like, I'm going to have a crack at this. Great kick.
Certainly when he had room to run too,
Yeah.
he was on the move, heading towards goal. He looks like 50's not a problem for him once he's got a bit of momentum up.
No, he had all the momentum as well. So
Great reply by the Double Blues. 2-2-14, Laramba 1 straight goal 6. Power and Water scoreboard. We've got some exciting bush footy action for you today on ICTV. And the finals atmosphere to go with it. Francis Lovegrave's been doing well in the ruck. That was a pretty even contest. Aston Ross doing well out of the middle though for the Double Blues.
Yep.
Centre clearance kick is a long one inside 50. The ball spills to the back of the marking contest. Taylor Dixon out after it first for Laramba. The ball beats him over the line. And we'll get a boundary thrown about 45 metres around from the Double Blues goal.
the big ruckman for Laramba's copped a bit of a corky there, Stan. I just can't think.
Francis Lovegrave.
Francis Lovegrave. He's in a bit of trouble at the moment.
That's no good. He's been doing well in the ruck contest in the centre.
Ball on the ground. Willowra try and get it. Good play by Laramba. They're in there fighting hard for it. Ball goes out the back. Well done by Laramba. Even
smother.
better. Fantastic by that player in Martin. James Martin. Great smother. Puts the ball over the boundary. How's the efforts?
Yeah. This is finals footy. Boundary throw in. Knocked to Willowra's advantage, but back to the boundary line. It's been chased over by Garvius Ross. And another boundary throw in right in front of Mona's Lounge. 8-point lead to Willowra over Laramba. 7.5 minutes played in the preliminary final. Gee, great jump and fist on that by Jeremy Lee. Undersized ruckman. Double Blues get it moving forward in their direction. Clever play by Garvas Brown. Tapped it forward. Now the Cowboys get the footy. Battling hard in on the boundary line. Eventually the ball goes over the line and we'll get another boundary throw in. Maybe a free kick's been picked out. Kenrick Brown takes it. A little bit of push and shove there after the ball went over. Well, Kenrick gave it to himself. Now it goes back to the boundary umpire for a boundary throw in. Kenrick Brown, son of Kennedy.
Ball up. Big Mucker Long gets it for Willowra. Ball goes to the ground. Good play by the Laramba defence. He's looking for a player to give it to. Gives it off to Andrews. Andrews gives it along the ground. Ball's still at half. Forward for Willowra. They gather the footy. Well done by Stewart. Stewart tries to get around an opposition player. Goes to ground. Great play there by the Laramba defence and Brown. Brown kicks it to the middle of the ground. He's got Williams there. Williams has got a little bit of time. Weighs it up beautifully. Ross now. He'll just slow the game down. Kicks it into Walker. Can Walker grab it? These danger signs because we know Walker can kick.
Yep, 50 wasn't a problem for him a short while ago. It was on the run. He's got to, well, look, he's giving himself a decent run up here. I reckon he realises that little bit of momentum makes a big difference.
Yeah, and he's playing in the midfield, but he's just creeping forward every time they get the footy. And we know he can kick.
50 out. Oh, it's gone a little pass. And some loose checking there by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Certainly distance not going to be an issue with this shot. I'm not sure of the play. He won't give us a full look of...
The Guernsey, yeah.
Got right underneath the kick. He's pretty happy with it though, giving himself some applause as it sails through the middle. Willowra get their third goal on the board. Open up a little bit of a break.
Curtis Haynes.
Curtis. There you go.
We should know who Curtis Haynes is, especially I do. I've coached him for the last 2 years.
Probably not in a double blue Guernsey too, but similar. Not that similar.
Yeah.
3-2-20. Laramba 1 straight goal 6, a 14-point lead to the Double Blues on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Good start by Curtis Haynes as well. He's been pretty he's been pretty good up in that forward line and looking good at full forward.
Played reserve semi-final yesterday too.
Yeah. The family, you might have some family connections there. Willowra being so close to Tea Tree.
Footy back in the middle and some body work there by Keith Walker. Got into big Francis Lovegrove, tapped it forward in the double blues direction. Oh, two Willowra players run into each other and Gavas Ross hit the deck pretty hard on his back. He was the lightweight in the contest up there against Dwayne Ross.
Yeah.
All's well, ball up centre wing. Keith Walker doing the ruck work. Francis Lovegrove coming in on that check side angle. Lovegrove punches it forward. Taken to ground, Dwayne Ross. Whistle went.
That was smart by Lovegrove in that ruck. He didn't go head to head with he didn't go head to head with Walker in the ruck. He came in from an angle, which is really good.
Saw Matty Mullendad do a bit of that for Santa Teresa last week. Joshua Dixon with the kick forward, intercepted by the double blues.
Yeah, good play there by Presley. Presley gets it out wide on the wing. Now Willowra drive the ball deep inside their 50, looking for Brown. Brown gathers, has a shot.
Oh, yep.
He's kicked it. How fast was the transition in that?
They've got some blokes that can really bang at 50, low trajectory, 50-metre penetrating kicks.
And I'll tell you who else has been good for them too, Stan, on that wing is Stewart. Stewart got the footy from his half back and, geez, really good play there by Willowra. And the great thing about them is they're going direct. They don't like going towards the pockets or anything. They go directly to their big forwards.
So Nicodemus Brown with his second goal. A couple of good goals in this opening term. And Willowra putting a little bit of space between themselves and the Cowboys. 4-2-26 to one straight goal 6. A 20-point lead on the Power and Water scoreboard. Footy back in the middle.
Yeah, Lovegrove is coming from the side.
Coming from that angle again.
He's coming direct.
Against Walker. Walker gets up high. First tap, and then Lovegrove the second tap. And then eventually Dwayne Ross handballs over his head. It's moving in the double blues direction towards centre half forward. Some good tackling there by the Cowboys, holding the ball. Not too sure about prior opportunity. I think it might be Mervyn Andrews with the footy.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
That's barely gone the 15, but he's got it to Hagan.
Yep.
Still at centre half back. Oh, and Hagan unloads the torpedo. Reminiscent of Normie. It was in his heyday. The double blues go forward. Ainsley Walker in the middle of the ground. Roos it high towards the attacking 50. Big target up there was Curdley Long. He couldn't take it. Willowra, the Cowboys, able to run it out of defence. A little handball. Oh! Some fierce tackling. That was the goal kicker, Nicodemus Brown, laying that tackle. The double blues managed to bounce it inside the attacking 50. Now it's the turn of the Cowboys' defence to tackle hard. I thought they might take that over the line, but it stayed in. Kick in towards. Goal's been touched on the line through for a behind.
Good play. Really good stuff. Presley was in the square. He almost took it, but really good defensive play. I think that's Augustine Campbell, maybe, down in the back. Last line of defence. Anyways, number 4, Cool, kicks it out. He's looking for his teammate there. Can't pick him up at the moment. In front of the grandstand side wing. Well done there by that player in Andrews. Good stuff by Laramba. They're working the ball up to their forward line, but now Willowra rebound. Good pass there by that player we spoke about earlier on, Stewart. Stewart kicks it along in front of the grandstand here at Traeger Park. Players are going at it really hard. Ross, well done. Oh, there's a bit of extra going on there.
And it's all right. Rub each other's head. Gee, some good fierce footy. The umpires paid a free kick out of that. It's going to go to... No. There's a couple of times they've paid themselves the free kick that wasn't there.
Yeah.
So Darren Effernan.
Good tough stuff.
Boundary throw in, right centre wing grandstand side. Big Walker tried to pluck it out of there. Got it after a bounce. Gave the handball to Ainsley Walker, who's in absolutely everything. Kicked towards half forward. Big punch there away from behind. The whistle's gone. Players want to play on, but the whistle's gone. The umpires picked out a free kick. Looks like it might be going the Cowboys' way.
Yeah, Tristan Waco, I think it is. No,
Augustine Campbell.
It was good effort there by Campbell. Just backed himself in.
Short pass. Mark taken by Heffernan. He'll go short and taken just inside the boundary line by Alvin Briscoe.
Yeah.
Been around for a while, Disco Briscoe.
Absolutely. Oh, gets around his use his
Still got
experience.
some tricks.
Goes long, but it's only Willowra. Willowra now get an opportunity to go move back into their forward line. Walker's been fantastic today. They switched the play. There's that half back line for him. 27, that is Roan.
Gerard Ryder.
Ryder gets it to half forward. The big man can't get down there, Ross, but the other Ross gets involved, taps it forward. Well done, Willowra. The pressure's just unbelievable for them. Ball goes up, inside 50. Players are running. Good play by Laramba. They're going to get this out. Well done. Good kick up forward. Oh, is Willowra going to get back? Oh, there's been a free kick played on the wing. I'm not sure what that was for.
Missed it myself. Ananias Ross got it, played on with a little handball. There's that thumping long left-footed kick inside 50 again, but Heffernan read it best of all for the Cowboys. He's cut it off and taken the mark. Got it moving forward quickly, looking for Shane Dixon. The Double Blues were aware of what was happening. None more than Terence Morton. He took the footy, kicked it back inside 50. Mark's been spilt there by Anthony Campbell for the Cowboys. Means he's going to be under a little bit of pressure now. The Double Blues come in, but gee, there was a nice one-handed pick up and quick kick out of trouble there for the Cowboys. Got the footy back inside the centre square. Plenty of Double Blues in there. Whoa, going in. Jackson Cool went in with the boot.
Oh, Ross takes one high.
Umpire's gone. He's going to let the advantage go here. So a kick from just outside 50 will bounce into the forward pocket and go out of bounds. So it should be a boundary throw in right in front of the Power and Water scoreboard.
Yeah, Ricky Martin had the ball then and just sort of didn't hit the ball sweetly off the boot. Ball goes up, Long's in front, good tap, gets it to his player. Ball still on the ground in front of the scoreboard here at Traeger Park. Laramba got the run out, but it's that Willowra defence. It's Ross is in there. Ross is going to get it. He's going to have a snap on goal.
Oh, that's a great...
Wow.
That's as good as you'll see. There's a
Great
little bit
effort.
going on after back down inside the 50 here. I think the yellow cards come out, but all that is doing is detracting from one of the best goals you could ever hope to see.
Great thing about it was
Still waiting on the goal umpires to signal here because the field umpires haven't given the all clear. They're sorting out a little bit of a melee.
and Ross, who actually took the hit,
He bounced straight back up and ran back.
Now he's coming on for a bit of a breather. Fantastic.
Magnificent goal. Well, Willowra's fifth, 5-3-33. Laramba, one straight goal, 6. Even though there's still a couple of minutes to go in the first term, it's getting close to a match-winning lead here for the Double Blues.
Yeah, look, and it's just because of their pressure. It's just been unrelentless. They really, really want it. You can see the efforts that they're putting in as well.
Last couple of minutes here too, crucial for Laramba. The floodgates could open. They've had the send-off now. So
Yeah.
one man down.
One man down. They've got to work hard. Lovegrove's been quite good in the ruck, and he's rucking against Walker. It's a pretty even contest in there, mate. Lovegrove just needs to get it to his small men. This is finals footy, though. It's, they're just checking the numbers. Oh,
Look, whistle gone. Oh, someone outside the goal square.
the Laramba player.
Meant to have a defender and an attacking player in the goal in each goal square. If they look down the other end, they'll probably see that the two at the other end are both out of the goal square.
Yeah, and they're missing a player too, Laramba, up on their forward line.
That would be the sent-off.
Yeah. Yes.
Causing a little bit of confusion, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep, because everybody else is man. Maybe that's, yeah.
So everyone
That's the
heads
problem.
back to their respective positions again. Ball up back in the middle.
Walker this time wins it down. Good play there by that player in Presley. Presley kicks it up forward. Good pass. Oh,
It was actually a handball.
Maybe a handball. Sorry.
Yeah.
Handball gets it over. Good play by Laramba. They're working hard. Got to get it over the top. Good plays. Oh, he's in the.
Oh, he's pulled
been
it holding
paid.
the ball.
I thought he got the handball away there.
I thought the whistle was probably going for in the back. I even reckon Ainsley Walker thought that he'd taken a mark too, but Ricardo Presley, it was a 30-metre handball, and it looked like Walker stopped. We thought it might have been a mark.
I thought it might have been a mark. I didn't see the kick.
Oh, exciting first quarter of footy, and Willowra, the Double Blues, doing extremely well in the first term. They're leading 5-3-33 to Laramba, one straight goal 6. That's the Power and Water scoreboard. Great start to finals action here at Traeger Park. You're watching it on ICTV. Don't go anywhere. Lots more footy to come this afternoon.
Hey, is that Milpa, the Trachoma goanna?
Yeah, it is.
Milpa is back, checking that we are still cleaning our faces so we have strong eyes.
If we have sharp vision, then we can pass the ball properly and kick great goals in footy.
That's why cleaning your faces whenever it's dirty is important.
We can also help little kids blow their noses and wash their faces to stop trachoma germs spreading.
That's right, we have to look out for each other, just like we do on the football field.
So remember kids, clean faces, strong eyes.
Batchelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Batchelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Many remote communities are running low on water. Water is precious in our community.
Hey, what are you doing? Just filled up the dog bowl. What are you doing?
I'm going shopping.
Oh, cool. I'll come with you.
Hey, you left the water running. The water's going everywhere, doing nothing. That's a waste. It's all drying up. You need to remember to turn off the outside taps. What can I do to help protect the water? Yep, never walk away from a flowing tap. Always turn it off.
On Territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive real careful. Lots of people use the roads, and lots of animals too. Roos, camels, buffaloes and eagles can appear at any time, but especially when the sun's coming up and the sun's going down. So slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and you'll arrive in good condition.
You're watching ICTV, showing our way.
Batchelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Batchelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Many remote communities are running low on water.
Water is precious in our community. What can I do to protect the water? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm hunting.
What for?
For big uranic. It's just like hunting for a bush tucker. Saving this water is more precious than bush tucker. See the track and listen. You can hear the sound. Go and hunt for leak and save the precious water in your community. We finally get to do the leak. Either we can turn it off or go and find the right person if it's bad.
I love going hunting for bush tucker. Maybe I can hunt for leaks too.
And you can do it too and save the precious water for your community.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
And welcome back to ICTV's coverage of AFL Central Australia finals footy action. It's quarter time in the Community Cup preliminary final. And a good first quarter by Willowra. They're leading 5-3-33 to the Laramba Cowboys. 6 points. My name's Dan Coombs. Joining me in commentary, Sean Cusack. Sean, that's the sort of start you'd be wanting from a Willowra viewpoint, and now Laramba, a lot of work to do in the second term.
Yeah, that's it. They've just got to knuckle down and get back to being disciplined and just winning the footy. The pressure's on. It's finals footy. At the moment, I don't think Laramba have reacted to that, whereas obviously Willowra, they're here and they mean business. So it's up to Laramba now to lift and, not up to them for their leaders to get up and get going now.
Give you the goal kickers up until quarter time. Firstly for Willowra, Nicodemus Brown has kicked two pretty good ones, and one each to Ainsley Walker, Aston Ross and Curtis Haynes. The goal kicker for Laramba was Augustine Dixon, and I would think they've probably got about 8 minutes to go. A player down due to a send-off too, Laramba, just before quarter time.
Oogie Campbell, and Oogie is one of their experienced players, so when he gets back on, he'll need to, get out there and play footy because he is a really good player.
Big day of footy on ICTV. 3 more quarters of this game to go, and then that will be followed by the Country League preliminary final between the two great Arunda rivals, East Arunda versus West Arunda, Ginger Porter versus Western Arunda.
Yeah, that'll be a cracking game, and that'll be a super match.
And they're battling for the right to meet McDonnell Districts in the grand final. Of course, these two teams, the winner will go on to meet Mount Allen. Already booked their spot, first year back in the competition, or first year in the competition in their own right, Mount Allen. They were a part of the Mudgera Cowboys when they first came in. They haven't played any actual CAFL competition as Mount Allen before.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking. There may have been a little bit of a crossover with the Laramba side, and it's great to see Laramba still up there and playing finals footy.
And Willowra into this competition too. Gee,
it's their first year.
Probably 25 years since they played any competition football in Alice. Maybe in the early days of the Bush. They did play in the Barclay for a while.
They played in the Barclay, yeah.
But still, that's going back many years as well. Lovegrove and Walker resumed their battle in the ruck. Lovegrove got the tap, went straight to the other Walker, Ainsley Walker. Little handball over his own head, trying to get it to his own advantage, but Joshua Dixon was onto that and got the pass around the corner and found Jackson Cool, who marks still inside the centre square for the Cowboys. He goes along, he's looking for Dixon on the lead out from full forward. Augustine Dixon, little bit of a nudge out. The umpies let it be played on. Trying to get through was Shane Dixon. He can't take the footy with him, and now the Double Blues will run it out of defence. They come short. It was over Walker's head, and waiting behind him, Joshua Dixon's taken the mark. He'll send the Cowboys forward again.
Yeah, Dixon kicks it short, so his teammate there in Brown. Brown chips it up forward. Laramba inside 50, working over the handball. It's a bit of a wayward one. Now we've got Walker. Walker kicks it through the middle of the ground. Willowra away. We've got a spare player there, and Martin. Martin has a bounce. He's got a teammate leading up, and it just goes over at the back. Good play there by that player in, I think it's Briscoe.
Elijah Brown.
Elijah Brown. Well done by Brown, but the attack from Willowra, they're dangerous.
All through the first quarter, and we've just seen it again. They were able to swiftly move the footy from deep in defence towards a goal-scoring position. Done it a few times. All dangerous here. The kick in hasn't quite worked out for the Cowboys. They're under a fair bit of pressure. Footy only 30 metres out from goal. Anthony Campbell in there, got a handball away. It's been intercepted outside of the right boot in towards goal by Ricardo Presley. Was just offline through for another behind. Double Blues attacking relentlessly as Elijah Brown marks the kick in for Laramba.
Yeah, Brown goes to that player.
It's Hagan, Norman Hagan.
Hagan kicks across the field.
Great name.
Still on the wing, pretty much on the half-back for Laramba. That player in Lee. Lee now chips it across to Dixon. Dixon goes long. He's looking for, I think it's Augustine Dixon. Dixon has a shot on goal. It's bouncing. Good effort by Laramba.
Seems he's going to be the go-to man. He's leading strongly out from full forward, Augustine Dixon. They're looking for him. Double Blues. Just go short and straight up the middle from the kick in. It was Ricky Martin. We'll give it back to Elias Walker, who kicked it to him initially. Now longer. Up towards the wing. Grandstand side. Oh, big Lovegrove comes in. Uses the body to get rid of one opponent, but there was two Double Blues there. They kick it forward, but straight down the Cowboys' throat at half-back. Short pass into the middle, taken by Jackson Cool.
Yeah, Cool's been prominent.
Long, high kicks, got to drop just inside the attacking 50. Pack waiting underneath it. The ball spilt to the back of the pack. Didn't quite fall for Kenrick Brown. The Double Blues able to link up with handball. They'll get it out through Owen Williams. He kicks out to the wing on the grandstand side. Ordinary bounce there for Garvius Ross. He's gone back to get the footy. Some good shepherding gave him a little bit of time. Ainsley Walker ends up with the footy. That dangerous left boot. He spots someone loose in the forward pocket. The pass is good. The chest mark taken by Natalie Willis. Willis goes towards goal and another one for the Double Blues.
Just smart play there by Walker. Just slowed it down, composed himself, and then he's seen Willis out there in the pocket. Good effort.
I wouldn't have blamed him for going for home after what we saw in the first quarter. He knew he could kick the distance, but shows he's a pretty aware player.
Must be bringing his teammates to it as well, and it's a good team footy at the moment.
First goal of the second term goes the way of the Double Blues, and they increase the margin now out to 34 points. It's getting dangerous here for Laramba on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Yeah, I think they've still got that loose player as well, or is the time, I think they're even now, aren't they? Because that was costly. No, they've still got an extra man in their back line, Willowra. Ball up in the middle. Good tap there by Walker. Well done by Dixon. Dixon moving the ball to half forward. He's having a crack. Just gives a bad handball out, but he's going again. Dixon has a shot from 50 out.
Oh, he deserved a goal.
If there's one player that's put his hand up today, it is Dixon. Joshua Dixon in the midfield.
It's fantastic footy. Short kick in for the Double Blues, marked by Owen Williams. Oh, that one's off the side of the boot. Big crowd down there on the boundary line. The mark's been taken by someone there. Shane Dixon with the free kick for the Cowboys. Been a quality player over the years for this bloke. Never forget the first game the Red Tails played. He just about won it for him in the final term. Kick goes right into the goal square. Ball spills off hands and over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. You'd remember that one, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. We gave him a nickname after that game. We called him the Blanket because whoever he played on basically blanketed him out of the game. So he's a terrific footballer and a really good half-back player. Ball goes to ground. Laramba get an opportunity. Dixon's put it through. Augustine Dixon's
got his second.
Well done.
And that was an opportunistic one. He's been the player providing the leads from full forward, but that one, he swooped on that like a little crummer.
Yeah, really good effort in the square and just backed himself in. Good goal there.
Well, the Cowboys needed it. It's a bit of an understatement. What they really need is to string a couple together. They move on to 2-2-14. Willowra 6-5-41. Power and Water scoreboard. 6 minutes gone, second term. And again, we wait while players try and sort out the 6-6-6 or 5-6-6. We've got someone heading towards the interchange bench. I don't know where he figures in the whole equation.
Yeah, he's coming off, big man.
we just haven't quite worked out how to do it at grassroots level footy, I think. Ball up back in the middle.
Ross changes with Ross. Ball up. Good play there by Laramba. They're running it into their forward line. Short kicks on. Good play there by that player in Heffernan. Heffernan now has got an opportunity to kick their third goal for Laramba.
And if he can, suddenly they start to believe.
And they got a bit of momentum. Heffernan. Deliberate approach. Oh, he's kicked it. Looks good off the boot.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
The crowd tells you the story, don't they?
Yes, back-to-back goals. Great kick by Heffernan.
Just what the Cowboys needed. Couple of quick ones, a little bit of scoreboard pressure going back onto the Double Blues. Have had it their own way up until now. They're still leading, 6-5-41, 3-2-20. That's a 21-point lead on the Power and Water scoreboard. Suddenly you sense the Cowboys are in it.
Yeah, that was a good play by Kendrick Brown too from the wing. He actually got it down to Heffernan and that all came about from the centre bounce, and Lovegrove had a real crack in there now and providing a bit of options for his teammates.
Walker got the momentum going the Double Blues way. This time Aston Ross kicked a terrific goal in the first term. High kick inside 50. Taylor Dixon read it best of all for the Cowboys. He's taken the mark. The Double Blues forward came in from behind him to stand around and stop him from playing on, and now he's just going to stand there and let him play on anyway. Kick goes towards halfback, through the hands of Heffernan. A chance for the Double Blues to go forward again. Aston Ross involved with a handball exchange to Ainsley Walker. Walker goes towards goal, but Taylor Dixon back there again for the Cowboys, takes a mark on the last line of defence.
Really good stuff there by Dixon in the last line of defence. Chips it over to his player in Brown. Brown now chips it across, it's safe. Goes towards his player in Campbell. Oh, Campbell's got a free kick. He's going to get 50. Just from the Willowra player, just stepping over the mark there.
Almost drew him into that.
Yeah.
Just offered the footy, dangled it out in front of him like a carrot.
Yeah, you can. It's sort of like a trap, isn't it? Set the trap and you got the free kick. Now Augustine Campbell, who's back on the ground. Back to even numbers here. Kicks it short, looking for his teammate there in Shane Dixon, the blanket. He drives the ball long, looking for his teammates, looking for his forwards. Good crumb there by that player in Ronson, I think it was.
Campbell Ronson, I reckon.
Willowra get it back out. It's a bit of an up and under. Ball goes to ground again. Players in there, all good tackling, good pressure. Both teams having a crack here. Well done.
Oh, he's called it a throw.
Nope. Has to go
Double
back.
Blues get the free kick. Very fierce. Gee, this bloke's doing it both ends of the ground, Ainsley Walker.
Ainsley Walker's up back. He's in the midfield. He's up the forward line.
His passing's normally been good. That one, I reckon, was wide and out on the full.
Yep.
Boundary umpire agrees. Shane Dixon thought about the free kick. No, hands the footy over to Joshua Dixon. Pass short and inboard to Augustine Campbell. So he'll want to have some influence on the game and make up for the 10 minutes he spent on the sideline. Short pass back to Joshua Dixon. Probably the Cowboys' best so far today. Gee, nice pass too. Kendrick Brown's taken the mark. Probably too far out to score. He goes towards the goal square with the kick. It's a high one. Big Francis Lovegrove up there, taken off hands. That's a goal. The Cowboys get another one. They've kicked 3 in a row. They'll close that margin back down to 15 points. I reckon this player's come all the way from half back to do it.
I reckon he has too. Yeah, number 12.
Christian Dixon runs all the way back to the defensive 50. He'll line up inside that defensive 50-metre line, so he snuck forward at the right time. The Cowboys making a bit of a run at the Double Blues now.
Just read it off the pack and great goal. Lovegrove and Walker to do battle again.
What a contest it's been.
2 ruckmen haven't had a break yet.
The 2 big men for their respective communities.
Oh, we're still waiting.
So we'll have no one on this wing. Yep.
Yeah.
Taylor Dixon coming up to the wing now, in the wing position. Campbell Ronson runs inside the 50.
Taylor's been pretty good across half back too. Oh, Walker gets up high, punches it forward. He finds his teammate in Ross. Ross gets it out to his in Payton. Payton works the ball up to the half forward line. Willowra in there. Good play. Could it go to the top of the square? Almost. Great effort there by Curtis Haynes. Maybe it had a bit more on it. It might have gone over their heads, but good effort there by Willowra.
Good defensive play too by Jeremy Lee right on the line. He'll bring the ball back into play for the Cowboys. He's gone the barrel and he's got a piece of this too. Joshua Dixon, some body work. The umpire said it was a legal free kick to Aston Ross, who's been allowed to play on. Gets to the 50-metre line. Corralled a little bit, so he hooks a kick into the forward pocket instead of going towards the goal square. Norm Hagan picks up the footy. Quick handball to get it moving forward in the Cowboys' direction. Intercepted by Ananias Payton. The umpire's whistle is gone, and I reckon,
gotta be careful.
There's a couple of players there, probably one of them at least is heading towards the sideline for 10 minutes. The swinging of the boot wasn't good to see. Meanwhile, play goes on. The Cowboys have got the football. The Double Blues will be a man down. Anthony Campbell with it. And he gets it over to Augustine Campbell, who marks on the defensive 50. Real chance for the Cowboys to surge their way back into the game. Here's the man who kicked the last goal, Christian Dixon. Got it in the centre of the ground and he's away. Has a bounce. Goes long, deep inside 50, but couldn't get the legs on it that he wanted to find a teammate. Owen Williams with the mark in defence for the Double Blues.
Yeah, Williams, great effort there. Chips it over to his teammate and Ross. Ross now, he's got to play all on his own on the wing there. Can't pick up the number at the moment, but he has 2 bounces. Chips it up to number 21 in Brown. Brown now takes it. Oh,
the whistle.
Looks the whistle's gone.
Boundary umpires called it.
Good ball movement there.
The player out on the far side, Joshua Stewart.
Yep.
Not the first time he's produced that sort of footy.
In the first quarter, he was, he had a few kicks out on that wing. Ball goes to ground. Well done there by Laramba to put some pressure on. Ball still in doubt. Good tackling. Ball goes out of bounds.
Willowra 6-6-42, Laramba 4-2-26. That margin is 16 points on the Power and Water scoreboard. We've still got almost 6 minutes of play left in this second term. The Cowboys making a little bit of a charge at the Double Blues, who had a handy lead early on. This bloke probably best on ground for the Cowboys at least, Joshua Dixon. He got the kick forward. A little bit went on after he got the kick away. Cool in the action here for the Cowboys. One-on-one contest is a beauty against Aston Ross.
Yeah.
2 very good players. Some more action going off the ball. Aston Ross through hard. He slung to the ground, didn't have the footy. The umpire, will he give the advantage to Shane Dixon or will he bring it? I think he's going to bring it back and there's a little bit more going on. Things getting heated out there.
It's a tough game of footy.
Aston Ross heading towards the interchange bench. I don't recall a card coming out.
No,
he's just an interchange.
Tired.
Certainly want to get him back out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Shane Dixon's going to end up with the footy for the Cowboys. What's fierce out there at the moment. Seeing it at ICTV. Nice pass, Tristan Waco. Mark on the chest. He can get the Cowboys deep inside 50. Dixon on the lead for him.
Waco winds up, kicks it long. He's looking for Dixon. Ball goes out the back. Oh, Dixon gets it. Has a shot on goal, but Heffernan's there. Could he get there? Oh, the ball will beat him and go out of bounds. Good effort there by Dixon. And Tristan Waco.
Been around for a while.
Yeah. Absolute superstar.
A man of such small stature too can latch onto those 60-metre torpedoes in his heyday.
Yeah. Ball goes up. Willowra players in there. Now comes at the back. Laramba. Oh, bad luck by that player. He read the play really good.
Campbell Ronson.
Yeah. And had a crack, but offline.
The Double Blues defence pretty strong as well. Looks like Curtis Haynes down there doing some ruck work for the Double Blues. Got the tap down to Ainsley Walker, gave the slick little handball back to the last line of defence. Oh, the kick, they didn't have a look. Shane Dixon trapped it, made it easy for Mervyn Hughes to go back in towards goal. His kick fades offline and through for one behind. Cowboys doing more of the attacking now. Kick in comes grandstand side, a little bit of danger in it, but Ricky Martin takes the mark. Now they might be out. The ruckman Keith Walker's got it on the back flank. Wide now out to the wing, 2 out there. Joshua Stewart had a pretty good game. He just holds it up momentarily and now plays on. Will kick inside 50 and out wide and taken just inches inside the boundary line. The Double Blues a chance to go deep inside 50 through Garvius Ross.
Ross kicks it long. He's looking for his full forward there. Ball goes out the back of the pack. Augustine Campbell's there. Kicks it out wide. Oh, that's not a bad kick there. Now Dixon will get it. That's Kirsten Dixon. He's got a little bit of time. Slows it down. Great kick. Kicks it to his teammate there and Heffernan. Heffernan chips it over. Oh, good play by Laramba. They're just chipping around. Oh, this could be dangerous though. Good play there by that bloke in Ronson. Ronson kicks it up forward. Looking for Dixon again. Willowra fighting hard for it. Heffernan's in there as well. The ball's going to go out of bounds. No, it's not. Well done by Willowra defence. Fantastic effort. Oh, there's some big bumps going on. Stewart takes the mark.
They played that upfield.
Bit of free kick paid.
So Joshua Stewart with the footy on the back flank. It's hectic out there at the moment. This is finals footy at Traeger Park, the centre of Australian football. Anthony Campbell's taken the mark for the Cowboys. Kicks looking for Joshua Dixon. Didn't quite get to him. He might read it off hands. Ball goes off his boot out towards Mervyn Andrews. Andrews slams it onto the boot and latches onto a torpedo. Here comes Dixon from behind. Almost a second bite of the cherry. Not paid. Campbell Ronson tries the inventive little handle over his head. He's got a free. Pushing the back was a decision from umpire Phil Nipris. Campbell Ronson will get the footy. Maybe too far out to score. He's got to kick this one for 55. Joshua Dixon hovering. Gives a little handball off. Humpy didn't let him do it.
I'll tell you what, Ronson's been fantastic. Now he gives
back
it
to
off.
Dixon. So from 51, Dixon long in towards goals, right to the line. Oh, marked on the last line of defence by the Double Blues, and they will clear.
Good play there. Well done. Now Willowra bring it out. Goes from their half back to the middle of the ground. Ball goes out the back of the pack. Oh, good play there by Willowra. They gather the footy. They'll move it up to their full forward. It's a one-on-one. It goes over the back. 15 metres out in front of goals. Great effort. That play was just unbelievably quick. Through the middle of the ground. And I think it's Willis who will have an opportunity to steady for the Willowra side. Puts it over the goal umpire's head. He's very happy about it. Why not? Really good team effort there. They were deep in defence and they worked it out really well.
It's a right word too, steady. Cowboys were coming, a little bit of pressure. Everything seemed to go up a notch right around the ground as well as out on the ground. They did it the way they've done it all day, moving the ball swiftly from the last line of defence up the other end of the ground, and suddenly a scoring opportunity.
I was struggling to keep up with that. That was just fast ball movement.
He's kicked 2 goals this term, Natalie Willis. Handy contribution.
When they go, they go.
Well, there's the half-time siren. Exciting second quarter in the preliminary final. Willowra still out in front, but the Cowboys are coming at them. 7-6, 48 to 4-3, 27. So that margin is 21 points on the Power and Water scoreboard. I think we saw in that second term, Sean, Laramba Cowboys have still got some life in it. This one could go down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. You see what they can do when they just concentrate and play footy and not worry about the silly stuff. They've got some really good players in that side, you know, Christian Waco and, you know, the Dixons, you know, there's a few of those guys out there who were just fantastic today. Look, it's anybody's game, I reckon, still at this moment. Willowra still ain't safe, but that last goal just steadied them.
A good steady up before the main break to the Double Blues. 7-6, 48 to Laramba. 4-3, 27. The margin 21 points. They did lead by 27 at quarter time. So some inroads made by the Cowboys in that second term. You've seen it on ICTV. All shapes up well for a great second half. Stay on this channel and you will see it here.
Batchelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Batchelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Your eyes are really, really important. They help you see your friends, football, and your family. Trachoma is a disease that can really hurt your eyes, and you can even go blind. Lucky, it's easy to stop by keeping your face clean, blowing your nose, and washing your hands. You keep your eyes healthy and strong. And remember,
if your face is dirty, wash it.
Clean faces, strong eyes.
Many remote communities are running low on water. Water is precious in our community. Hey, what are you doing?
Just filled up the dog bowl. What are you doing?
I'm going shopping.
Oh, cool. I'll come with you.
Hey, you left the water running. The water's going everywhere, doing nothing. That's a waste. It's all drying up. You need to remember to turn off the outside taps. What can I do to help protect the water? Yep, never walk away from a flowing tap. Always turn it off.
On territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive real careful. Water crossings can be tricky. Remember, your mob, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. If the water's too high, you can get into deep trouble. So chill out and and wait till the water level drops. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
Bachelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Bachelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Many remote communities are running low on water.
Water is precious in our community. What can I do to help protect the water? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm hunting
What for?
for big water leak. It's just like hunting for a bush tucker. Saving this water is more precious than bush tucker. See the track and listen. You can hear the sound. Go and hunt for leak and save the precious water in your community. We finally get you to the leak. Either we can turn it off or go and find the right person if it's bad.
Alap kalian ting bush tucker. May bakanan pulings too.
And you can do it too and save the precious water for your community.
Hey Nev. Hey Toby, this is Milpa. Milpa's helping all the kids have strong eyes so they can play footy like us.
Oh yeah, is that because there's still some trachoma, making kids eye sick?
That's right, and stopping trachoma is easy.
Is it? How?
All you have to do is blow your nose, wash your face whenever it's dirty.
True.
It's like washing your hands after going to the toilet. We do it all the time, even if we can't see the germs.
So Nev, by cleaning your face, you stop germs from snotty noses and mucky eyes spreading?
Yep.
So remember, clean faces, strong eyes.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
And welcome back to ICTV's coverage of the 2019 AFL Central Australia football season. It's time for your Power and Water half-time wrap of the Community Cup preliminary final between Willowra and Laramba. It's the Double Blues from Willowra leading at the main break by 21 points, 7-6-48 to 4-3-27. It was a 27-point lead to the Double Blues at quarter time, so Laramba narrowed the margin by 6 points in that second term, kicking 3-3 to the Double Blues. 2 goals, 3, a late goal just before half time. A pretty handy one there for the Double Blues, just to steady the ship a bit. Goal kickers up until half time. Firstly for Willowra, 2 each to Naphtali Willis and Nicodemus Brown, and 1 each for Ainsley Walker, Aston Ross and Curtis Haynes. For Laramba, 2 goals to Augustine Dixon and 1 each to Chris Josh Heffernan and Christian Dixon. Quickly, just some of the better players for Willowra. Ainsley Walker been absolutely everything. Aston Ross, Joshua Stewart also amongst their best. And Laramba, their best, Joshua Dixon, Anthony Campbell and Taylor Dixon have also been good in defence. Kendrick Brown, another good player for them. So the half-time margin, 21 points in favour of Willowra over Laramba. All augurs well for a great second half. You'll see it on ICTV.
It's training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Bachelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Your eyes are really, really important. They help you see your friends, football, and your family. Trachoma is a disease that can really hurt your eyes, and you can even go blind. Lucky, it's easy to stop by keeping your face clean, blowing your nose, and washing your hands. You keep your eyes healthy and strong. And remember,
if your face is dirty, wash it.
Clean faces, strong eyes.
Many remote communities are running low on water. Water is precious in our community. Hey, what are you doing?
Just filled up the dog bowl. What are you doing?
I'm going shopping.
Oh, cool. I'll come with you.
Hey, you left the water running. The water's going everywhere, doing nothing. That's a waste. It's all drying up. You need to remember to turn off the outside taps. What can I do to help protect the water? Yep, never walk away from a flowing tap. Always turn it off.
On territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive real careful. Water crossings can be tricky. Remember, your mob, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. If the water's too high, you can get into deep trouble. So chill out and wait till the water level drops. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
Bachelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Bachelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Many remote communities are running low on water.
Water is precious in our community. What can I do to help protect the water? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm hunting
What for?
for big water leak. It's just like hunting for a bush tucker. Saving this water is more precious than bush tucker. See the track and listen, you can hear the sound. Go and hunt for leak and save the precious water in your community. We finally get to do the leak. Either we can turn it off or go and find the right person if it's bad.
Alap hunting for bush tucker. My baganan links too.
And you can do it too and save the precious water for your community.
Hey Nev. Hey Toby, this is Milpa. Milpa's helping all the kids have strong eyes so they can play footy like us.
Oh yeah, is that because there's still some trachoma, making kids' eyes sick?
That's right, and stopping trachoma is easy.
Is it? How?
All you have to do is blow your nose, wash your face whenever it's dirty.
True.
It's like washing your hands after going to the toilet. We do it all the time, even if we can't see the germs.
So Nev, by cleaning your face, you stop germs from snotty noses and mucky eyes spreading?
Yep.
So remember, clean faces, strong eyes.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
And welcome back to Finals Footy on ICTV. It's the preliminary final of the Community Cup competition for 2019. Half-time, Willowra 7-6-48 lead Laramba 4-3-27. My name's Stan Coombe, joining me in commentary, Sean Cusack. Sean, you can really sense you're at finals footy during that second term. Things went up a notch. It was pretty heated out there, lots of physical clashes, and the crowd getting into it as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, with Laramba, they've got the players. They've got the players in their side to actually come back and really make it a competitive game. And that's what they did in that second term. They really gave it everything and kicked a few goals. Fantastic, and just played, just playing footy and getting on with the game, and they were really, really good in that quarter.
The fight back might even be a little bit better than what the scoreboard sort of shows.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, Willowra kicked the first goal of the second term too, and that margin was actually up to 33 points, and they've got it back to 21, and Willowra, I would have just get that steadier right before the end.
Yeah, and I think the way Willowra started, I think Laramba are a bit shell-shocked. They kicked 5 goals in that first quarter, Willowra, and they were on fire. Like, they were kicking goals from 50 metres out in that first 5 minutes. So Laramba's had to regroup, and they did in the second quarter. Be interesting to see what happens now, whether Willowra goes on with it, or we get a bit more of a fight back from Laramba, and the game goes down to the wire.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys have got something more up their sleeve. You don't play in 5 successive grand finals and not have a few things that you can throw at the opposition when things get tough. It would have been tough for them plenty of times over the years.
You'd expect them, wouldn't you, to come back because of the experience and the side that they've got.
Humpy's back out in the middle. 2 teams in last-minute huddles.
Now, Ainsley Walker is starting on the bench. So this will be very interesting because he's probably been their best player. Him and...
I think Aston Ross was with him, and he'd be...
and Ross.
right up there too.
Yeah, and Ross is with him on the interchange, so taking their 2 best midfielders out. Wow, this could be interesting.
See, Joshua Stewart's gone into the centre square. It's been an interesting battle between Keith Walker and Francis Lovegrove in the ruck, but it looks like there's going to be a change there for the Cowboys. Lovegrove having a rest, and Liam Dixon has gone in. So that was a great contest. Dixon's got a little bit to live up to. Lovegrove, if not breaking even, probably shaded Keith Walker in that contest.
Yeah, they did pretty well. Lovegrove changed the angles, and that was the best thing about him. But they've gone with Liam Dixon now into the ruck for Laramba.
He's got the Bob Marley style dreadlocks flowing. Up he holds the ball aloft. A 21-point lead on the Power and Water scoreboard to the Double Blues at the main break. The Cowboys were certainly coming in the second term. They'll be looking to continue that in the third. They call it the Premiership Quarter.
We're all ready to go, just the siren.
Campbell Ronson out on this grandstand side wing, yelling out plenty of instructions to his Cowboy teammates in the centre square.
They've moved Ronson up too to the wing, Laramba. Maybe a little bit more run, because he was fantastic in their forward line. The pressure, the ability to lead up.
Some good front and centre crumbing.
We're actually waiting for Willowra too. Is there a wing? There's no wingman.
No one on the far side wing.
Yeah, they're actually.
Let's not forget, I reckon they were a man down from a send-off too, maybe for a few minutes.
That's right. Yeah.
That seems to have caught everyone on the hop twice now.
Yes. Yeah.
The field umpire's ready to go. Ball held aloft. I'm not, and look, I have to admit, I'm not sure of the actual rulings on it. I'm not sure if you're one bloke short what part of the field he's not meant to be in. Could it be anywhere?
Anywhere.
Well, now we're ready to go. Nice little extra breather for all the players. Sucking some big ones before this second half gets underway. That's a pretty good start in the ruck by Liam Dixon. But Joshua Stewart gets the crumbs for the Double Blues and bangs it back towards their attacking 50. Felix Brown gathers the footy on the 50, hooks it back towards the top of the goal square. Taylor Dixon, who had a pretty good first half in defence, has taken the mark for the Cowboys and kicks out to Augustine Campbell.
Oh, Campbell gathers really well. Kicks it, looking for his teammate there. Ian Lee. Lee's got one to beat. Oh, good tackle there by the Willowra defence in Willis. Now they play on. Kick the ball, centre half forward. Contest there, good work by Hagan. Hagan gets down to Dixon. Dixon goes to the middle of the ground. He finds his teammate in there in that cool tries, but now it's Willowra. Willowra with numbers. Chip it out wide in the half forward line, and that player is...
Oh, Willis again.
Willis.
I reckon it was Stewart that got it to him as well.
I reckon you're right.
James Martin with it now, centre wing grandstand side. He goes back to Willis. 2 goals to him in the second half, Naphtali Willis. Well, there's Dixon in the road again. Big Taylor, he's starting to have some influence in this game.
How good has he been? Fantastic.
Long kick towards the wing, Mervyn Andrews the target. Big fist came from behind, Campbell Ronson there. Just fumbled it back into the hands of Andrews. Under a fair bit of pressure, one way then the other. Still got a kick away. Kenrick Brown reached but couldn't take it. The mark for the Double Blues by James Martin.
Yeah, Martin chips it across. Oh! Good effort.
Oh, play on.
Play on. Augustine Campbell does well. Kicks it to his half-forward line now. Whoa! I think that's Heffernan.
Might be Ho Tristan Waco.
Tristan Waco takes a big mark. Goes towards Dixon. Ball's on the ground. There's 3-2 there. Can Laramba win it out? Oh, well done by the Willowra defence. They're taking them on beautifully. That player in Martin. Now Willowra move it from half back to half forward. Laramba players are there. Good play there by Payton.
He's been caught.
Oh,
Payton holding the ball or incorrect disposal. So Norm Hagan with the footy. What a famous name in footy that's been over the years. Of course, one of the great goal kickers in the NTFL, and then for the Cowboys and Pioneer. And now another one for the Cowboys. Augustine Campbell with the footy, just backward of the wing. Short pass. Isn't going to get to the intended target on the full. Kenrick Brown's got a few to try and beat here. One of them's Aston Ross. Ross with the handball. Went over the head of Willis. Ross ran back onto it and got it again. Now that gives a handball inboard. Linking up little 1-2 exchange with Dwayne Ross. Aston Ross again. The handball for Joshua and Stewart on the right boot. Centering ball. Oh, just a hand on it there, big Taylor Dixon. And Aeneas Payton, too much pace for him. Kick into the square. Won't have the legs on it. And Elijah Brown's taken the mark for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Brown, well done. Last line of defence. Takes a good mark. They're under pressure, Laramba. Not sure. There's just a bit of a hold-up at the moment. He's waiting for some players to lead. Good lead by Dixon. Oh, sorry, that's Cool. Cool now. Takes his time. He kicks it to Dixon. Dixon collects the ball really well. Gives it back to Cool. Cool on half back. They've got players out there. That player's Andrews. Andrews got a paddock in front of him. Oh, he chips it over. Finds his teammate in Dixon. Augustine Dixon goes long. Pumps the ball along. There's two players fighting for it. Well done, the Laramba defence. But Laramba. Well done, Laramba. And that player in Shane Dixon kicks a goal.
Just what they needed. Double Blues had attacked relentlessly just for the opening few minutes of this term, and they defended stoutly. They run to the pump, the Cowboys, and now up the other end, a goal.
Absolutely. Good play. Coast to coast.
So that margin narrowed even further. Only 15 points of difference on the Power and Water scoreboard. They trailed by as much as 33 at one stage.
I'll tell you who was really instrumental in that. That was Augustine Dixon. Actually led up from half forward, took the grab, and then went on and kicked it long to big Shane Dixon.
Ainsley Walker back onto the ground now for the Double Blues. Might have been a vital 4.5 minutes, that.
Oh, absolutely.
He doesn't look like he's moving all that freely to me as he runs back out there
Might
either,
have been
Sean.
from yesterday. He worked really hard.
It's a big afternoon.
For the Federals Football Club, and he had a big day yesterday.
Well, Liam Dixon had impact in the ruck straight away first time. Probably had the better of that too, but paddling it forward, Elias Walker for the Double Blues. And now they will get the kick inside 50 through that play. Oh, it's bounced off the head of Taylor Dixon, and it falls favourably for Felix Brown. Brown from 45 out on the run around the body. Wow. A great kick for goal. The Double Blues get a reply.
What a kick. What an absolute ripping shot on goal.
Margin back to 21 points.
Taylor copped one there in the head as well.
Right in the schnoz, I think.
A falcon.
Came off hands. So 8-6-54, Laramba, 5-3-33. Power and Water scoreboard. 5.5 minutes of hectic action in the third term. 1 goal apiece.
Yeah, and Laramba's got to double up on their goals. If they kick a goal, they've got to try and double it up so that Willowra don't give an answer like that. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Great work there by Walker to tap it on. He's got Stewart there involved. Laramba get it. Good kick to half forward. Oh, it's going to be turned over. And that player in Kirsten, I think it is, kicks it over to the wing. Good play. Stewart now has got the footy. He's slowing it down a bit. He has a bounce. Gets around his player. He's calling for his forwards to lead up at him. Chips it over. He's looking for Ainsley Walker. Good strong mark. He's got some players there calling for the footy in the middle of the ground. But this is Ainsley Walker, and he is an absolute superstar.
And the distance not a
should
problem.
Go back and have a shot.
We've seen earlier in the game, this distance doesn't worry him. Even if he is feeling a bit tired from yesterday, leave him inside the attacking 50. What a target.
Absolutely. Walker. Deliberate approach. Looks good off the boot. Oh, just offline, out of bounds on the full.
Cowboys.
He is looking at his leg. He's not moving too well at all, Walker.
Cowboys, a sigh of relief there. Taylor Dixon, short pass into the defensive goal square to Joshua Dixon, who completes the switch with a kick out in the back pocket to Elijah Brown. It's almost a little set play there. Now back over to Joshua Dixon. He kicks to centre half, back to Augustine Campbell, gives the handball back to Joshua Dixon. Having a cracking game. His pass forward's good too, onto the chest of Alvin Briscoe. Likes to get around onto that favoured left boot. No, he's going to go right. Little kick out wide, made it hard for Tristan Waco, and gee, you wait to that, Aston Ross. It's passed forward to Dwayne Ross from the point of the square, inside 50. Kick is good. Elias Walker now with the mark. Got a player loose, screaming for it in the pocket. Another one screaming for it in the corridor. He goes corridor. Yeah. Mark taking and a shot of goal coming up for the Double Blues.
Yeah, it's Walker again.
Ainsley Walker again. Well, after the little practice he had a couple of minutes ago. Just this little period since Laramba kicked the first goal of the term, it's been all Willowra since then. They've lifted. Yeah,
they certainly have, and the better players are getting their hands on the footy as well.
So Ainsley Walker, kick one, he got it in the opening term. He's played all over the ground today, no problems with that one, straight through the middle. Second goal on the board to Ainsley Walker, and the Double Blues respond with 2 goals in a row.
Yeah, good lead. Good effort there. Really good stuff there. And the 2 Rosses, young Aston Ross got it to the big man in Dwayne Ross, and beautiful kick down to their forward line.
Dwayne Ross has pretty well played in the centre square the entire game. Yep. You have a look at the body shape, and it's probably not what you would normally think is a great midfielder's body shape. Tell you what, got a lot of footy, and when he gets it, that kicking of his has been pinpoint.
He's like a Deezer Williams type player, solidly built, but when he gets his hands on the foot, he makes the right decisions.
Little whistle blowing here. Again, a delay while we wait for the 666 to be sorted out. Augustine Campbell trots up to the wing, and they send Campbell Ronson down inside the 50-metre line. I see a move there for the Cowboys. Taylor Dixon's gone forward. Now, I'll let you know, that's probably where he's played most of his footy career earlier on in his career. Obviously a defender today and maybe this year. It's maybe not a bad move. They need to get goals now. Laramba, cool, paddling the ball forward, intercepted by Ross. He's been dispossessed. Tries to tap it away. There's another move. Augustine Dixon into the middle of the ground for the Cowboys. He takes off. He'll kick it long. He's looking for Taylor. No, Shane Dixon it is. No, Taylor Dixon it was. So the 2 blokes in the move involved there. Little toe poke gets the footy over to Campbell Ronson. Ronson into the pocket. Tristan Waco waiting underneath it. Shane Dixon on the lead out. The ball spills free down to Ricky Martin of the Double Blues. He might want the boundary line. Taylor Dixon doesn't let him get it. Shane Dixon picks up outside of the right boot. Bends too much through for a point.
Shane Dixon. Taylor Dixon. Shane Dixon. Now, Willowra bring it. Oh, the player goes to ground. Good play though, Willowra though. Excellent play by that player in Brown. Brown has his second, third bounce. He's running towards the wing. He's looking for Walker. Walker goes up. Good play there by the Laramba defence, so they shut it off. Now, Augustine Campbell's got an opportunity to gather. Does really well. Skirts around, kicks it up to his player in Cole. Cool, unfortunately gets dispossessed. Goes towards that player in Brown for Willowra. Well done.
They've answered the challenge. James Martin with the footy on the wing. A lot of footy being played between the 2 half-back lines now. Straight up to one end and then back down to the other. Ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in right in front of the tree of knowledge. Willowra leading 9-6-60 to 5-4-34. So the margin 26 points, almost back out to what it was at quarter time.
Just got to hold them out here.
Francis Lovegrove back out there doing the ruck work against Wayne Ross. He had the little tap down towards his teammate, but couldn't handle the footy. Now the kick will go inside 50 for the Double Blues. Ainsley Walker waits for the bounce. It favours his teammate Curtis Haynes. A snap around the body with the right boot. He's offline and through for 1 behind.
Yeah, they've got a fairly potent forward line there. Curtis Haynes, Ainsley Walker. Got some good players there. Laramba now, bringing out of defence. That player in Brown. Brown now, kicks it long. He's looking for his teammate. He's got 2 to beat. The ball runs out of bounds. Yeah, really interesting. Stan, if they could just kick a little bit better in general play, Laramba, they'd get away.
Which is something the Double Blues have done well.
Yes.
It's been long kicks and accurate long kicks. Joshua Stewart's been one of their best. Couldn't take the footy with him that time. Campbell Ronson couldn't quite keep it in play over the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in centre wing grandstand side.
I think the players thought it was still in play. Yeah? Good play though from Ronson. You play to the umpire's whistle, and that's what he did.
7 minutes to go in this third term. The Cowboys would be desperately looking for at least one, maybe two.
Curtis Haynes wins the tap, but it goes towards Laramba. Shane Dixon comes out, goes to good play there by Willowra. The big man in Roos gives it back inboard to his TIO.
Oh, tackle!
Good tackle there by Andrews.
He's made the tackle, he's done the signal, paid the free kick.
Fantastic effort. There he goes long. He'll find his teammate there in Augustine. No, it's Augustine Dixon. Dixon now. What's he going to do with the footy? He drives the ball. He's looking for Taylor. Taylor is in back second spot. But there the ball hits the ground again. Well done there by Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin shows the ball, then drives the ball out long on the wing. He's got a couple of players there. The ball looks like it's going to run out of bounds though.
Well, that's a little win for Laramba, that going out of bounds. They had the numbers advantage,
absolutely.
2-on-1. Campbell Ronson was up against it.
Yeah.
So boundary throw in.
I guess if Willis ran a bit harder and got that footy, they would have been away with Lara.
Augustine Dixon doing the ruck work. Able to pluck that one out of the air and get the handball over to Jackson Cool, who kicks around the body. Standing there waiting for it though is Elias Walker for the Double Blues. Been solid today. His kick towards half-back is very good and to the advantage of his teammate, and they're away. It's Nicodemus Brown who was kicking goals early on. He puts on the afterburners. Some good shepherding too. Gives him a bit more time. No, too far. Probably fair enough. Shane Dixon.
Lucky for Shane Dixon too.
Yeah, he's got the footy. I reckon he might be blowing.
He's probably thinking, oh, I'm not that young anymore.
His pass into the middle is good. Norm Hagan takes the mark right on the centre circle. Directed out towards the Gap Road side, half forward flank. Keith Walker, the big ruckman, read it well, but just couldn't quite get there in time. So the Cowboys a chance to get the footy deep inside 50. They'll be looking for a mark. Oh, the kick is very, very wide out into the pocket. Too wide, out of bounds on the full. Dwayne Ross was signalling it, and he'll take the free kick for Willowra.
Yeah, big man. Look at the pass on him. Kicks it directly to his teammate in Martin. Martin now, second bounce. Looks up forward. Ainsley Walker's calling it.
Oh, he's got to get a free.
I think he's been held off the ball, or he's been paid a bit of attention there, Martin, after the play, and I think it's a free kick.
Yeah, it looked to be a bit of holding. He'll play on, short pass, and now an easier shot at goal coming up from directly in front for Felix Brown. He's unselfish too, big Ainsley Walker. Most key forwards and want that one.
Absolutely, bring his teammates into the game. It's the third time he's done that today.
Felix Brown kicked a goal earlier on in this term. This one here is going to make life very difficult for Laramba. He's hooked
just offline.
One behind the result, and again, the Cowboys can breathe a sigh of relief. The Double Blues 9-8-62, Laramba 5-4-34, Power and Water scoreboard, 28 points the difference. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third term.
Lee will do the kicking duties. He's going the old top. Goes straight to the square. Good play. John Dixon at the back. They're on here. The Cowboys kicking it long. Dixon there. Good player to kick it to. Dixon gathers beautifully. Kicks it up. Top of the square. He's got Taylor Dixon at the back. Good play there by Laramba. They don't even have to collect it. Well done by Willowra though. Cool in defence.
Oh, they picked out a free kick here. Looks like it's going to Tristan Waco.
Coast to coast.
I thought they'd held it up pretty well on the last line of defence, but the umpy spotted something.
How good was Waco there?
How good is he with the kick? He snaps around the body with the right boot. The Cowboys need it, and the Cowboys have got it. Hey ho, Tristan Waco.
Quick transition. How good was that torpedo by Lee?
Unbelievable.
That went to half full.
Once it hit Shaney Dixon's hands too, it got another 15 or 20 metres.
Yeah, Shane Dixon wasn't going to stop it. He kept that momentum going.
Well, just what the Cowboys needed, just what the game needed for those who were looking for a close one.
And it might have been Ronson who got the footy and then kicked it long into their forward line.
A little bit of credit too to Taylor Dixon for the marking contest. He was actually against three
Yeah.
double blue defenders, got it to ground.
And I thought they were away and Willowra were gone, but Taylor Dixon, fantastic.
22-point lead on the Power and Water scoreboard to Willowra over Laramba. 2 minutes to go, third term. Critical moment in the game. If Laramba can get another one, they will go into that final break pretty excited. Elijah Walker does it out of the middle for the double blues. Little handball out towards the wing. Stavros Martin with the kick. Bounces on the half-forward flank. Foot race there. They both ran underneath it. Mervyn Andrews comes in. Vital toe poke. Tackled. Gone to ground. Lost footy. It's been knocked inside the attacking 50 now for the double blues. Few of the Crummers trying to swoop on this. Hands and knees. Some desperate stuff. The handball came out to Ainsley Walker. Tries to duck through the tackle. Still managed to get a handball off. Here's a chance. They're flicking it around with hands. Martin with the shot in towards goal. And a mark in the forward pocket. Taken by Micah Kitson. It's probably the first time we've called Micah today.
Yeah.
Important moment for him. He's come onto the ground, tightest of angles, deep in the forward pocket. He's going to go the check side banana, and he doesn't quite have the accuracy. It's through for a point.
Wow.
He's got his hands on the footy though. That's a good start coming onto the ground.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Straight into it.
Here come the Cowboys again. Short pass to Heffernan. Oh, Heffernan spills it. Still has time to recover. Looks like, don't know who it's going to go to here. Oh, Willowra. Ross is in there again. Good play there by Ronson. Gets a free kick for his troubles. Players don't know that it's been held up. Good play by Ronson there.
He's worked hard.
Yeah.
Nothing flash about his footy, but he guarantees he's going to have a go.
Ball will go to
Christian Dixon in the end. From the wing, hugs the boundary line. Oh, his intended target slipped over. So easy mark for Ricky Martin from half back, kick back towards the wing. I don't think there's going to be time for a score as Shane Dixon picks up the footy. Kicks it towards Laramba's half forward line. The three-quarter time siren goes. Still got a pretty good one on our hands here. Willowra 9-9-63 to Laramba 6-4-40. That's a 23-point lead at three-quarter time in the Community Cup preliminary final. Look, the Cowboys probably need to kick the first goal at least in the final term, and then it's game on.
Well, that's it. If they back up their goals, that's what they'll need to speak about now this break is if we kick one, we've got to try and back it up. And then once we get that, then we get a bit of momentum and anything can happen. Willowra, to their credit, every time Laramba have kicked a goal, they've put the brakes on them because they've replied and they've kicked a goal to reply. So, interesting game, still in the balance. Really excited about the last quarter.
Despite all the action, nothing much changed in that term. 2 goals, 3 kicked by Willowra, 2 goals, 1 by Laramba. The margin was 21 points at half time. It's 23 at three-quarter time. Should be an exciting last quarter coming up on ICTV. Stay with us. We'll be back with more action soon.
What a mark. Thanks, Maisie. Milper knows it's important to have strong eyes to see the ball.
How do you keep your eyes so strong?
You get strong and healthy eyes by blowing your nose and washing your face whenever it's dirty.
True.
Yeah, it makes you look really sharp and it stops trachoma.
Wait, what's trachoma?
Trachoma makes your eyes sick. It's caused by germs and the muck in your eyes and snot in your nose.
So it's easy to stop trachoma. I just have to keep my face clean.
That's right. So remember, clean faces, strong eyes.
Bachelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Bachelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Many remote communities are running low on water.
Water is precious in our community. What can I do to protect the water? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm hunting
What for?
for big water leak. It's just like hunting for a bush tucker. Saving this water is more precious than bush tucker. See the track and listen, you can hear the sound.
Go and hunt for leak and save the precious water in your community. We finally get to do the leak. Either we can turn it off or go and find the right person if it's bad.
Alap hunting for bush tucker. My baganan pullings too.
And you can do it too and save the precious water for your community.
ICTV, showing our way.
On territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
Bachelor Institute offers training and education in community or on campus in Alice Springs and Bachelor. Courses include media, construction, health and many others. To find out more about what we can offer you, free call 1800 677 095.
Many remote communities are running low on water. Water is precious in our community. Hey, what are you doing?
Just filled up the dog bowl. What are you doing?
I'm going shopping.
Oh, cool. I'll come with you.
Hey, you left the water running. The water's going everywhere, doing nothing. That's a waste. It's all drying up. You need to remember to turn off the outside taps. What can I do to help protect the water? Yep, never walk away from a flowing tap. Always turn it off.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
And welcome back to ICTV's coverage of the 2019 AFL Central Australia season. We've seen three exciting quarters of preliminary final action in the Community Cup competition between Willowra and Laramba. And the double boost from Willowra leading by 23 points at three-quarter time. My name's Dan Coombe. Joining me in commentary, Sean Cusack. Sean, Laramba, they have to make every post a winner from here on in. We mentioned they've got to get the first goal. If they don't, they're 5 goals behind. That looks a bit tough.
Yeah, well, now it's time for their big game players to step up and, and get first use of the footy. And if they do manage to kick a goal, they've got to back it up. So, they're still in the match. They just need to work really, really hard to just ensure that they capitalise on their opportunities.
You've done plenty of coaching in your time, and look, when you're down in a game like this, the coaches tend to need to make some moves, and they made some moves. Yes. During that third quarter at Laramba, and a couple of them seemed to work. Taylor Dixon had been great in defence. He went forward and gave them something to aim up there. And Dixon, who had been their main target, Augustine Dixon had been their main target in attack, he went into the midfield. Yeah, absolutely. And they've gone that way again. Shane Dixon and Taylor Dixon are up forward. Little Ronson's up there as well. Heffernan's been great as well. They're every chance, but at the moment, Willowra have just got the answers, and they've got some good players who steady them up, and and good leadership around the footy when they get it. So we've got what shapes up as an exciting last quarter in front of us right now, and then plenty more football action on ICTV this afternoon. You can settle in for a few hours. Got Country League preliminary final after this between Western Arundel and Ginger Porter, and I reckon the crowd will be going off for that one, Sean.
The two Arundel teams. Heffernan's, the Lovegroves back in the ruck, and Walker, I think, is rucked all day for the Willowra side.
Been a great contest between these two, and you've mentioned you've done ruck work over the years. Lovegrove using that run in from the angle. Yeah, because
Walker's a big, strong guy, and he's got a good leap on him. Lovegrove's got to take some of that metres away from Walker, which he does.
Immediately a little step towards it and got a fist on it down to Augustine Campbell. Campbell with the left boot. He'll kick it inside the attacking 50. Or one stayed down and went through the hands there of Ricky Martin for the Double Blues. They're under a little bit of pressure. Tapped away by Shane Dixon, over to Joshua Dixon. He feeds the handball off to Mervyn Andrews. Under a little bit of pressure, Mervyn slammed it onto the boot quickly. Ball punched away from behind by Taylor Dixon. That was important, kept it in the area. Augustine Dixon, left-footed, snap in towards goal, just drifts wide. Through for one behind, could have been the goal that the Cowboys wanted.
Just off one step too there by Dixon. Big kick out by Willowra. Walker takes the grab quite comfortably. That was like a 55 metre kick out. Good play there. Now I think that's Stewart. Stewart now kicks to the big man. He'll have a bounce. He's going to get wrapped up. Good play there by Willowra. They regain the footy. Snap on goal. Ball goes to the top of the square. Two players fighting for it. Big man there tried to have a bit of a run there.
Keith Walker, the ruckman.
Walker. But that just shows you what sort of game he's had. He's pretty confident now. And when the big fellas start doing things like that, they've had a good day.
Boundary throw in deep in attack. Curtis Haynes doing the ruck work and the quick snap in towards goal is just wide. That didn't miss by much.
Yeah.
Had a good view of that on ICTV cameras.
Just use his experience there, Curtis.
The Double Blues 9-10-64, Laramba 6-5-41. The margin still 23 points in favour of the Double Blues as Anthony Campbell marks the kick in for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Campbell kicks it to Augustine Campbell. He's going to chip it over to his teammate in Heffernan. Heffernan gives it to another teammate. The ball goes long. Good work there by Dixon. Here's Ronson. He's got 3 to beat.
Oh, he's drawn the free kick.
He's done well there, Ronson. I like the way he tacks the footy. He's just there to have a crack, and that's what he was doing in the first half earlier on today.
Important kick at goal for the Cowboys. He's got up a bit sore. See a bit of push and shove off the ball between Ainsley Walker and Joshua Dixon. He's looking for the little handball here. Shane Dixon wanted it. Campbell Ronson's going to go for goal. Gee, plenty of noise coming from the supporters down there.
Oh.
Hasn't connected with that one at all, and through for one behind.
Has it hit the post?
No, I think you're right, Sean. Terry Bell on the spot. He slaps the behind post a few times, does Terry. So we get a boundary throw in, not a behind to the Cowboys. Keith Walker versus Francis Lovegrove in the ruck. Important, this one.
Yep, two big men.
Nice clear tap down to a skillful crummer. Could be a goal on the board. The ball came towards Taylor Dixon. Kicked away by the Double Blues across the face of goal in the back pocket. And it rolls out of bounds in front of Owen Williams. Boundary throw in.
This is a good play by Laramba, just to lock it into their forward line. They've got to ensure that they man up. Lovegrove's in front, taps it towards Dixon.
Oh, good
Dixon! Absolute fantastic kick. Just cherry-picked it off the ruck contest. Great work there by Lovegroves. Taps it to Dixon. Dixon kicks truly. Well done.
It's a cracking goal. Probably their best player today, Joshua Dixon. And keeps the Cowboys alive in it.
Yeah.
9-10-64 Willowra. Laramba 7-5-47. The margin back to 17 points on the Power and Water scoreboard.
How good was the ruck work there by Big Lovegrove there. He got it to Dixon. Actually, Dixon's been hovering around when Laramba do get when their forwards do take a mark, he's there, and if a player can't manage to kick the distance, Dixon will be there to give the handball across.
The Cowboys needed the first goal of the final term to have any chance. They've got it. If they can string two together, they'll start to believe. Jackson Cool gets a centre clearance kick. Bounces out to the far side. Ainsley Walker starting on a wing at the moment. He's doing it all over the ground. Probably the two best players here. Walker now to Joshua Stewart.
Yep.
And Stewart passes off and finds the ruckman Keith Walker, who marks and takes his time at half forward. Little handball back to Walker. Walker chipped it forward, but Jackson Cool standing in the road for Laramba. A chance to send them forward once more.
Yeah, cool, calm and collected. Kicks it long. He's looking for Dixon. Dixon, good work there by the Cowboy. Oh, good chase there by Laramba. By Willowra. That player in Roos. Ross has just taken his time. What a surprise. Kicks to the other Ross. Big Dwayne Ross. He's got a penetrating 40-metre kick. Yeah, and he uses it. He's going towards Walker. Walker takes a good one-on-one mark on 50. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to kick the distance, but who knows?
Certainly did it on the run earlier in the game, but on the run's a little bit of a different story. You've got to get your own momentum going from the set shot.
Yeah, and this is his 8th quarter in 2 days.
Has kicked 2 goals. One in the first, one in the third. Well, passes it.
Ripping pass. Ball goes at the back. Well done. I think that's Kitson. Kicks truly.
Oh, he's got it.
That was just smart play. You know, he just stayed in the contest and gets the reward.
We might have missed a couple, but I reckon 2 touches today for Micah Kitson.
Yep.
A set shot behind in the last quarter, and now a goal in the final term, and that's a vital one too. That might do it for Willowra. 10-10-70. Laramba 7-5-47. It's back out to a margin that sees Laramba having to kick 4 goals to get themselves in front.
And that tells you something too, Stan. You know, even though you haven't had the best of days, or you've only just come on the ground, if your mind stays in the contest, you finish off with opportunities like that. Well done, Kitson.
Clock ticking down, 13.5 minutes to go on the Power and Water scoreboard. So still time enough for Laramba, but it's got to be all good. They can't afford any mistakes now. Kenrick Brown limping to get back into position for this ball up. Big Walker got the tap. Might fall towards Big Francis Lovegrove. He can't get going. Joshua Dixon can. Kick was a low trajectory, one inside 50. Got a hand on it, did Ricky Martin. Under a bit of pressure, he dishes out in front of a teammate there, Owen Williams. Bit of a fumble from in. Ronson went in hard for the Cowboys. Now the ball comes down to Augustine Campbell. He tumbles to the turf and loses control of the footy. Then he puts a tackle on, but his opponent didn't have the footy. And the free kick will go to Ricky Martin.
Yeah, they're telling Ricky Martin to slow down. It was hot in there.
Oh, Joshua Dixon actually gave the ball back to the wrong player there.
Yeah.
And looking over, a officious umpire could just about ping you 50 for that.
This is smart too, Willowra. They're not rushing.
Taking their time, clicking that clock, ticking the clock down.
Martin kicks to Stewart. Stewart, how good's his second half been? Kicks to Ross. Oh, one-hander.
One-hander. Slipped out or not, but well done.
Good work there by Ross. Gives it off. Good stuff by Walker. Kicks it to Dwayne Ross. Shipping it over. Good play. Find another player there. I think that's... Gives it back to Ross. Ross kicks it up to 4-4. Good effort there by the Laramba defence. Now Dixon's go. That's Augustine Dixon. Falls over. Regains. Well done, Dixon. Kicks it over to Andrews. Andrews got Dixon. Dixon gives to Andrews now. Now they're working the ball forward. The old Torpy goes over the back. Well done by Heffernan. Heffernan's on 50. Will he go to Tyler Dixon? He goes long and high. Ronson's there, but it's all Willowra.
Mark taken by Braden Williams. Oh, kick out into the back pocket. His teammate slipped over just before the footy arrived. Still good enough to take the mark on the chest, Elias Walker. Long kick from him to just backward to centre wing. Dwayne Ross Very consistent all day, this bloke. He's got a booming left boot, usually uses it well. He's looking for Micah Kitson. Kitson couldn't take the mark. The ball spills to the back of that contest, taken by Christian Dixon. Handball away under a little bit of pressure. But Augustine Dixon able to get through some traffic and drive it along back towards the wing, but straight back to Dwayne Ross. Again with the left boot and over to Micah Kitson.
Yeah, Micah Kitson kicks it across the field. He gets Anstey Ross. Ross still gets it out wide. Good pass. Just composure. Direction. They're slowing it down, which is fine. We've got Ross there, who's got the footy at the moment. He's still got Stewart there if he wants
in the
him.
pocket.
Yeah.
I reckon they've eaten enough time off the clock, just with the possession they've had over the last few minutes.
Just smart. Ross, top of the square. Is it high flying time? Oh, Walker. Touch play on.
Doesn't matter.
Ainsley, Walker. On one leg today.
Second game of the weekend. Hectic semi-final in the Premier League to play in last night. He's fronted up again today. He's given the ICTV viewers plenty of entertainment over the last couple of days.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. He's had 2 big games.
3 goals this afternoon. I reckon he's put his team, Willowra, into the grand final against Mount Allen next week. 11-10-76, Laramba 7-5-47. The margin slipped out to 29 points. Almost impossible from there. 9.5 minutes to go in the final term.
Look, and they've had a crack, Laramba. They're still trying really hard. It's just Willowra being a bit more consistent. They've used the ball really well.
I reckon that the use of the foot is the difference. That booming left foot that Dwayne Ross has got seems to epitomise how they move it forward. We've seen the Cowboys torpedoes a couple of times. It's more in hope.
Yeah, exactly. And there's not much control when you do a torpedo. Whereas the Willowra players have sort of just settled and drop punted. Short pass. It got the ball to their main kickers as well.
We've just gone through the customary wait for players to get in the position for the 6-6-6.
Yeah.
We lose a couple of minutes nearly every time, it seems like. A kick for the Double Blues has gone out towards the grandstand side wing. Heffernan in the contest against Davros Martin. Coming in now is Heffernan. Gathered the footy, that's Perrin Heffernan. Kick towards centre half forward, looking for Shane Dixon, surrounded by 4 Double Blues jumpers, he was. And Joshua Stewart gets the footy, gets it out to Aston Ross on centre wing. Around onto his left boot. Nice looking kick. Umpires let it go after the marking contest. Quick kick forward is a good one for the big ruckman, Keith Walker. Walker bangs it deep inside 50. They're looking for Ainsley Walker again. The ball off hands. Spills to the favour of the Double Blues. Clever kick into the forward pocket. And the mark's been taken by Garvius Ross.
Yeah, he'll go back.
Good delivery, Curtis Haynes. Oh, he's played on the handball over to Ainsley Walker, and he puts it through for his 4th goal. The Double Blues are heading towards a grand final.
He did the old aeroplane there, Ainsley Walker.
That's good. Teammates sharing it around like that. He was quite willing to do it himself too earlier on in the game. There was times he could have had set shots and passed off to someone in a better spot.
They're very unselfish. They're a good team when it comes to that. They don't mind giving the handball and they don't mind giving the short kick. They bring each other into the game, which is fantastic.
So it looks like the Double Blues are home. Margin now out to an insurmountable 35 points. 7 minutes to go, final term. This is where it gets tough for the team that's behind.
Yeah.
Season slipping away. The dream of a grand final berth and a premiership disappearing before your very eyes. Mervyn Andrews on hands and knees. Couldn't pick up the footy. Desperate tapping along the ground. Coming and get a little toe poke on it there. Felix Brown now. Might spill the Cowboys' way. Christian Dixon, the handball over to Jackson Cool. Cool gets a Shepherd, gave him time for a bounce. The Shepherd came from Shane Dixon. Cool gets to 45 out. He goes long towards goal. He's hooked at Tristan Waco up. Trying to keep the ball in play, but goal umpire Terry Bell on the spot says it's out of bounds on the full. And Elias Walker will take the relieving free kick for the Double Blues.
Yeah,
and he will take his time.
He's in no rush, Walker.
Gee, good crowd here. They're hugging the fence down there on the Pioneer Hill.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. Oh, ball goes up. There's that man again. He's
Well,
been on fire.
If there was medal votes in the final, you'd have him penciled in for the 3.
Yeah.
Then you start looking at the rest.
I'd take him off the ground there if I was
Save him for the granny next week.
Yep. Good mark there by Stewart. They're still running, Willowra. You know, if they get this ball, move it over. They've got Kitson there all by himself in the 50. They just haven't seen him yet. He's still there. They're going to him now. Oh, good play by Andrews just to read it. Willowra still an opportunity though. Oh, big Lovegrove goes in there. Move out of the way, he says. Good play there. Good stuff by Willowra. Get the footy, well done. Over the top. Handball, Kitson. Oh, he's a bit worried. Lovegrove was running at him. Anyways, Ainsley Walker's got the footy. Oh, lovely pass. Kicks it to Brown. How's that in the quality of Ainsley Walker?
That was a bullet. Nicodemus.
Brown.
Oh, it's not Brown. It's actually, well, it's Ricardo Presley. My apologies.
Presley. Nice goal.
You know what he can say to Walker, Presley? Thank you very much.
Good goal there by Presley.
They're celebrating now, the Double Blues.
Yeah.
13-10-88 Laramba, 7-5-47. That's the Power and Water scoreboard.
How big is the crowd at the moment?
The movement over on the far side.
Getting ready for the Arunda clash.
It's going to be a beauty. Coming up on ICTV after this one, Ginger Porter versus Western Arunda. Still 4 minutes to go in the Community Cup.
Oh, they're swinging the
Prelim
changes.
final.
That's a great move. I'd be bringing Walker off.
Get some of those stars off the ground, save them for the grand final next week. Laramba, well, he's going to keep trying. Shane Dixon throwing his weight around there at half forward. Augustine Campbell with the footy. Got a handball away. A kick will go inside 50 for the Cowboys. Taylor Dixon deserved to take a mark, but it bounced off his chest. And now the Double Blues are away.
Whoa.
Handball out of the back line. Over to Ananias Payton. A little bit going on behind the footy at the moment.
Oh, Ricky Martin.
Martin through some traffic. Gets a kick out to the half-forward flank. Sean Kitson, he kicks inside 50 just before the cavalry arrives. Big fella lumbering after it there, Curly Long. Footy picked up by Felix Brown, who goes in towards goal, but it's offline, out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, he had a player in the square there, but geez, good play there by Ricky Martin.
Terrific.
There were a few players going after him, but he just...
Not just a great singer, he's got some dance moves as well.
Yeah. Now, Laramba bringing the footy out from defence. He's got Lovegrove there if he wants him.
Looks like Martin coming off too injured. That'll
kicks
be
it
sad
into
news.
Wayne Ross to Wayne Ross. Beautiful kicks to Haynes. Haynes will kick from about 40 metres out. And we all know Haynes' capability. He's a very, very good kick.
Veteran premiership player for Rovers.
Chips it over.
Tea tree over the years.
Finds Felix Brown.
He's kicked one goal already too, Brown. Got that in the third term. Been a useful player.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been coming off half back a fair bit today as well. Felix Brown.
Oh, it's party time for the Double Blues.
Straight through the middle.
2 goals to Felix Brown. They have spread him around a bit. Ainsley Walker, the main man with 4. We've got 2 each for Willis, Felix Brown, and Nicodemus Brown. And then 4 other individual goal kickers. That's a good spread.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it just shows you how much they've shared the footy and they've brought their teammates into the game. I think Long's going in the ruck.
Yeah, Curdley Long.
He's going to ruck against Lovegrove, who's been super today.
Not much of a rest for Keith Walker. He comes out onto a wing. Have a breather on the wing. I think the steam's gone out of the Cowboys at the moment. Big Long has that one all to himself. He is long, isn't he?
Yeah. Still the body hits are still in there.
Shane Dixon, quick kick forward for the Cowboys. Augustine Campbell takes it. They're still going to give it in every contest. The Cowboys, he waited for the footy. Coming out to meet it, Terence Morton for the Double Blues, and he's away. Morton from the centre square. Spots Peyton, short. Peyton marks just outside the 50. He's kicked forward. Well smothered Mervyn Andrews. Tried hard today. His kick out to the wing to another. He's tried hard. The big ruckman, Francis Lovegrove. Didn't mark it. Time to recover. Kicks to the half-forward flank. Kenrick Brown there. He got the footy after the marking contest. Will get around onto that trusty left boot. Kick out in front of Christian Dixon. Dixon gets in towards goal from about 30 out. Hits the post.
Hits the post.
Well, that's their day, the Cowboys.
Yeah, they had a lot more time than what they thought as well.
Some sportsmanship we're seeing in front of us. Joshua Dixon helping to pick up an opponent down. James Martin.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
So Double Blues do a little bit of waxing across the full-back line. Elias Walker with the footy, and now they'll deliver up the centre to Nicodemus Brown, who marks. You can hear him counting down. There's the bell. Willowra into the 2019 Grand Final in the Community Cup competition. A convincing win over the Laramba Cowboys in the end. 14-10-94 to Laramba 7-6-48. They really kicked away in that last quarter, Sean. 5 goals to 1 in favour of the Double Blues. They finished off in style.
Yeah, look,
some spectacular somersaults.
Yeah, they were brilliant today, Willowra. Just composed themselves. They're better players. Got their hands on the footy. Really good team effort by them too. They played really unselfish footy and brought everybody into the game. Laramba looked fantastic effort. I'm glad they didn't give up, and they fought it out until the end, and it was just the better side won on the day, Stan. And
it's going to be unusual seeing a Community Cup competition without the Cowboys in it. 5 successive grand finals they've played in. They've been the kings of that competition since its inception. But there's some new kids on the block now. Mount Allen and Willowra, the 2 new teams will meet in the grand final next week, so they justify their inclusions.
Yeah, absolutely. And how exciting is it for community footy? You bring in 2 new teams and they're playing off in the grand final. I mean, you know, how good is that for the remote areas and, you know, and the teams that are coming in to play in Alice Springs.
The standard footy we just saw, Sean, was produced by 2 communities with populations of around about 250, 300.
Yeah, absolutely. Very small communities, but the level of footy and the players they're producing is unbelievable.
Looks like we might even have the Willowra coach down on the ground, Ashley Martin down there, and Travis Kenny might be ready to ask him a few questions.
Congratulations on the win. Is this your first year in the comp?
Yep, this is my first year, and also for my boys too. What they do, good game. Even with them young ones, like Ananas, Sebros, James, all that. I don't know how I feel today. I'm just proud for my boys, proud for my supporters, and proud for my brothers at the. I don't know. I can talk properly now.
Do you think, you lost a couple players during for yellow card? Did that affect your team in any way?
Yeah, I lost a couple of players, but what I told them this quarter, last quarter, just leave it. What things are not, don't be frustrated, just leave it. We're just going to win this game. This is our first year. Oh no, I can't talk properly now.
What do you think you're going to improve on for next week?
I don't know, we'll just look forward for the next week. We'll just go back home tonight and we'll just go back to the training on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and I don't know, we'll just,
Well, yeah, congratulations on the win.
Brother Ronald, you watching TV? Brothers at the jail, thank you for supporting us. Watching a TV and a TV, thank you. We're proud.
Big thank you to Travis Kenny down there on the ground interviewing the victorious coach from Willowra Double Blues, Ashley Martin. And it's the second week in a row we've seen one of the main men getting pretty emotional about
Yeah.
their team winning. That's
I mean,
the impact footy has for these communities.
You know, when you're watching it, and then